All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bones Unfiltered Podcast. I'm your host, Bones. Um, just wanted to do a quick update, not really so much of a structured podcast today, because I just got back from Boston. We came back a day early because the weather that was shit here was going there, and we didn't want to get hung up and be stuck there in Boston. That would have been expensive, but Boston was very nice. It was very clean. Um, Streets and stuff were very clean. It was a very nice experience my first time being in Boston. But I went to see my favorite band, the Dropkick Murphys, and wanted to see them play in their home turf. So I was really excited about that, and it did not disappoint. It was very very good. So we saw Dropkicks 3 times in a month and a half. So they're definitely my favorite band. So it was awesome to see them at their home turf. Boston is cold as shit, just like Chicago. They call it the Windy City. Well, hell, so is Boston because it was windy as shit. But I wanted to get on here, excuse me, give a couple updates. Um, One update is you can see I finally got my background logo in the mail. I got a small one. I may eventually buy a bigger one too. That way I can use it. This one kind of works because it fits in the corner. But I got the logo. I did get some shirts. So the shirts, I did like the quality of the shirts. Um, my buddy is currently working on a website for me. So um, the website he's working on is also going to have a merch store. So that merch store will be good because it's going to have on demand merch. So it'll have everything. I don't have to keep it here. It all fills with requests, and then they make the product, they ship it. If there's any problems, then you have customer service you can deal with. I don't have to deal with any of it, and I just get my percentage of merchandise that is sold through the website. So I'm looking forward to all that. Pardon me. I've been coughing and hacking. This weather is hot and cold, and then going to Boston, it was freezing. So, but but anyway, hey, welcome. I just now started Kick too. So welcome, Superficial. I appreciate you jumping in. Um, Come to us at. I'll have to go see what that's all about. But I don't have anybody on Kick yet. I don't know anything about Kick. I just was told that I need to have Kick because apparently Kick is really good. So fuck it, I'll get it. So welcome, Superficial. But the merch store, I'm not sure. The website is already, I'd say it's probably about halfway complete, which is good. Um, so I'm definitely looking forward to when that comes up. More to come on that once that comes up and goes live. We'll let you know. Um, I tried to do one today. However, the young man I was going to use happened to not be at home. The Special Olympics podcast is definitely something I'm still going to do. Um, it does. There are some things that about it that are kind of tricky, I guess you would say. Um, but the big thing is I don't know of anybody that does it, and just to let these special needs kids get on there and talk about their life. For those who are interested in hearing about somebody who's gone through those kind of trials and tribulations, then it would be something worth tuning into. If you're not, then you can just move on. It's fine. Um, but I think trying to do the Special Olympics podcast at least maybe once a month at minimum, maybe twice a month. Um, Unless I just got a lot of requests, a lot of people coming in. As for the musician side of things, I'm still doing those podcasts. Generally, I would say that's generally going to be on Tuesdays. However, it's going to fluctuate depending on the need of the individual. So if I need to, like for instance, I was in Boston. So now that I'm back home, all right, I missed Tuesday, but I think I'm going to do a podcast potentially with Wolf Bear Records on Thursday, maybe. If not, then I may do a music podcast tomorrow or maybe Friday. We'll just see. Or the people that I have scheduled, if they can't, we'll do it next week due to me being out of town. So I'm definitely going to do the music podcast, and I still want to do the miscellaneous type stuff too, where we just get on there and you talk. You know, you could have small business people, you could have comedians. It don't have to be musicians. I mean, you could have, you know, whoever the hell would want to come on and sit in the show and just shoot the shit and talk about stuff. Let's do it. So anybody can get a hold of me. They know how to get a hold of me on Facebook. They know how to get a hold of me either with through my phone or obviously Messenger. So check out those. Um, um, as for the James Luker music, we've got a lot of responses back from several venues. Still nothing solidified yet. But there are several venues that I'm talking to in various places. One's in Indiana. Um, one is at no, two are in Ohio, and one's in I think Pennsylvania, and there's somewhere else. Oh, one's in Kentucky. So we're definitely doing a lot of talking with people trying to figure this out. So more to come on that. Again, if you don't know who James Luker is, if you like country music and you like rock or kind of, and even some heavier stuff, they're definitely kind of inching that way too, to where they definitely like the rock and stuff, especially our new drummer and guitarist. I think they like that the heavier music as well. So we may do some of that too. But please go to Facebook, check out James Luker Music, give him a look, give him a like, and give him a follow. Same with me. If you're interested in doing podcasting, so just some small town podcast that's just bullshit, just getting started. This is it. This is feel free to go to Bones Unfiltered Podcast, which you will find that on Bones Enterprises LLC on Facebook. Go to Bones Enterprises LLC, and there's actually a period after the LLC because my blind ass didn't have my glasses on and I didn't see the damn thing when I created it. So you'll know it's me if you see that. You'll see that logo on the thumbnail. My ugly mug will be at the top. You'll know you're on the right page. Give it a like, give it a follow as well. We need to try to build those numbers up also. And then my private account, which has more people on it, that I'm trying to transfer over to the business side of things, which is the Bones Enterprises LLC. That's Bones Warren. I did change it from Bones War to Bones Warren. I didn't know you could do that, but I didn't like the other way. After I got that one got severely hacked. So definitely go to Bones Warren, check that out as well, and give it a like and a follow. And then I'll definitely send you something, especially if you're having trouble doing it through the Bones Enterprises LLC. But go on Facebook, check out James Luker Music. That is our business page for that. He has a private page as well, but the business page is what we're trying to get everybody to go to. Same with me with Bones Warren. I want to try to get everybody to go to Bones Enterprises LLC because that's going to be where I post all the business stuff. So for instance, the stuff about James, anything James and the band does is going to be, I'm going to post it there for sure. Stuff I do on the side, Set Medic, the acting, the TV show I was in was for the first time, just aired last night at 9. It was the 12 Tribes cult that was on People Magazine Investigates. So it was a fun experience going through that. But those kind of things are what I put on Bones Enterprises LLC. So what's up, Miss Val? She is. I tell you what, she's awesome. She's amazing. Hopefully, I'll get to meet her and her family one day. She's awesome. And happy St. Patrick's Day to you too. I don't even know, man. I drank so damn much in Boston. I don't even know if I'm going to go out tonight for Patty's Day. I don't know. I might. Oh, hang on just a second. Okay. Let's see. Miss Val says, following your page and James Luker. Thank you. I appreciate that, honey. You're awesome. You're absolutely amazing. And I don't know, Val. Val, are you interested in getting on a podcast from your phone? because I'll bring you on right now. I don't give a shit. We'll do it. We'll just bring you on. You just got to tell me. You got to type. Let me know if you're interested. If you are, I'll bring you in right now and have you on the show, because this is just an update show anyway. It's so anything could happen. It could turn out to be the best show ever. I mean, who the fuck knows? But we'll see what Miss Val says. If not, Miss Val's always there though. She's always watching. Always generally the first in the group. So I definitely much respect for Miss Val. She is super supportive. But anyway, the whole Special Olympics things, definitely, I think I want to keep doing it. Now, what I may try to do today, because of this, during this update, is I may, when I end this live, do another live that's going to be a test live, to where I pre-record it and see about, and just do something super short. That way it's not so difficult, but just to see if I know how to learn how to edit, because I don't know how to do that. I mean, I'm old as shit. Today is my 15th anniversary. Well, congratulations. That's awesome. Congratulations to both of you, Val. So that's a good day to, man. And on Patty's Day as well. Damn. Because it's Patty's Day today, isn't it? What day is today? Is today Tuesday? Yeah. Shit. I don't even know what day it is. So, well, happy anniversary and happy St. Patrick's Day. Damn, man. You talking about a kick-ass anniversary date. We can just go get hammered. You get hammered too and celebrate St. Patty's Day. It's win-win. But anyway, I'll let you know more about the website, my website, when it's done. Thanks. I want to tip my hat. Big shout out to my buddy, Heath Perkins, who's making that for me. He's definitely one of my BFFs and has been for a long time, and used to be a partner I had, and back in EMS years and years ago, and we always had a good time together. I also got another buddy that he just comes in and listens to different stuff. But Tom Johnson was a buddy of mine that he was the longest running partner I had. I had a partner for riding with him for, I want to say it was about a decade. So I've definitely got there's a lot of people that come in, and I got some other people like Joe Hamilton and Jason Heron. They're friends of mine that I used to work with as well, and even rode with as partners at some point in time, that come in and do a lot of supports. And Pat Parks is a guy that supports us just like Val does. He supports, and I hadn't seen him in forever. I mean, once merger happened, he went to Florida, so he's very supportive. So I'm very grateful for everybody that in my life that is supportive of everything that I do. And I'm sure there's names like Jason Rivera. He's another one. But I hope I don't forget anybody, but I know I did. But anyhow, but same with those miscellaneous podcasts. I even thought, man, why not start doing certain things like that? Maybe have people in like them and talk about the old school days. As well as, again, other businesses. If there's businesses out there that want to talk, let's do it. We'll talk about promote your business, small mom and pop shops. Those are the ones I want to help. So Val says, thanks. You're very welcome, Miss Valerie, and tell your husband, happy anniversary from me to him as well. And, but yeah, I'm just, I'm going to try to learn the editing thing. Because apparently I can shoot some of these things, like me going to Boston, for instance. Apparently I could have, I didn't know this because I'm old and dumb, but apparently I could have recorded this shit, edited it, and then I could have went to Boston and I still could have dropped my music things on the same dates. And I didn't know that, but I also don't know how the hell to do that either. So I my favorite thing is to just go live, and then whatever happens, happens. It is what it is. Ain't no take backsies. But you ain't got to do a bunch of editing and all that other stuff. But it would be nice to learn both. So I may try that here in a few minutes, just to do a small pre-recorded snippet and something real size maybe, and just see how hard it is to edit something like that, and then turn around and cut it loose and see if I can figure it out. Probably not. I'm probably going to have help from somebody like Wolf. She's the one that helped me do this. I mean, hell, I bought all this gear. I couldn't even get StreamYard to do shit on Facebook. It kept telling me it couldn't find my cameras and everything else. And, all it took was somebody to take 15 minutes, set that shit up for me and help me. And hell, I've been fine ever since. My husband can hear you. He says, "Thank you, Bones. You're very welcome." And you know what? 15 years is something to be proud of. So y'all need to give yourself a big pat on the back because 15 years is not shabby. I've been married 29 and I feel blessed that I'm one of I'm almost becoming a fucking unicorn because you almost don't see people that, well, even 15 years, that's huge. That's a giant accomplishment. So, be very proud of yourselves because that's something I think that's worth hanging your hat on for sure. But let's see what else did update wise I wanted to say. Obviously, like I said, James Luker, we're still working on stuff. That the hardest part with him was we didn't get started until like January of this year. So we haven't had a whole lot of time to gain traction. So I'm hoping 2026 produces. So if your venue's out there listening, give us a shout, give us a chance. But the thing is, it's probably 2027 is probably going to be more fruitful because we've got a lot of responses, especially to festivals. But the thing is, they're like, well, we're already booked for 2026, and I figured that. What is up, Miss Melinda? It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while, but welcome. It's good to see you. So, these venues, a lot of these festivals are already booked for this year. So that it is what it is. It sucks, but whatever. We'll get through it. But as for the podcast, like I say, I plan on doing music. I want to try to stay on Tuesdays. I may do one tomorrow. I need to, when I get done with this podcast, I got to talk to the one guy and see if he wants to do it and see what time he wants to do it too. Obviously, I do a lot of early stuff because I'm an old turd, but I do understand that when I did that show at night, it made a difference. And I knew that, everybody's like, you're dumb for doing shit at 10. It should be like at prime time, like 8. And I know that, but I just don't give a shit. I'm going to do podcasts whenever it strikes the nerve. If I feel like doing it, if I want to do something at night, I will. But a lot of times, nighttime is my time for my family. And my family sacrificed when I was with EMS. I missed a lot of shit. So I'm not interested in doing that now. So it's pretty much a lot of times it's going to be on my terms. Now, some evening times, if it's best for the individual that I'm interviewing, then okay. I'm just not going to necessarily make a habit or do it all the time because I want to spend time with my family. So getting on here sporadic, like this one was, I didn't even know I was going to do it. I didn't even have time to put it on Facebook. I just said, screw it. So nobody was prepared. What is up, Nick? What's this channel about? This channel is babyfied, man. It's brand new. I do music interviews for different upcoming musicians. I do that on Tuesdays generally. I am going to start doing a podcast on Special Olympics, and I've already done one episode. I do a whole lot of Special Olympics. So I think it would be really neat to have podcasts that would you just allow special needs individuals to talk about themselves. And if people want to tune in and listen to somebody who's gone through those kind of adversities and kind of learn about them and just hear about how they like whatever sports they do in Special Olympics or their job or if they do stuff. I've got one kid, he's not a kid, but but I got one guy that I've known forever now, and the young man does good art and he puts his art into the fair. It's like, well, you need to talk about shit like that. And to me, just giving them special needs kids a platform to talk about themselves and make themselves, be able to experience a lot of the stuff that other people get the opportunity to, I think would just be cool. And if people aren't interested, then they can go piss off. They can change the channel. I don't care. I'm not doing this to become Joe Rogan because I know I'm not. I'm too old and I'm not that good looking. But I'm doing it because I want these kids to feel like they're a part of something. So, well, thank you. Thank you, Nick. And I appreciate that. So, the special needs thing it's going to be challenging because, sometimes they say things and it's not in context. That's why maybe learning how to edit. I've got one that I called. I'm having his parents, they're going to talk about it and make sure that they're cool with it. But I can't wait to have Jeremy on. He's got Down syndrome. I love this kid. And he's got a mouth just like me. His just gums just keep flapping. I call him mouth all the time. And I just love the kid. And but I just want him on here to talk about himself. And yeah, it may be rough. It'll be a rough podcast on with some of them. Now, Rhino, the one I've talked about that put in his stuff in the fair, very, very articulate, very smart young man, like incredibly sickly smart. Um, but he's very articulate. So when he speaks, it's going to be it'll be a different show than like I say, with special needs. That's the glorious thing about special needs is there's such a huge parameter of individuals and how they think, how they communicate. Some can formulate really good sentences, some can't. It's so amazing how they're so different in so many various ways, but how they're also excel at things that we can't. Like for instance, my son, I had him on the show and he's handicapped and he's only got the use of one hand. And he always wanted to play Xbox. And when he was little, I mean, I reached out to everybody. I tried to call like Microsoft and I said, "Hey, do you all make a joystick or something that is specifically for special needs people? That way they can play the video games too." Well, at that time, they they said no. They didn't have anything. And of course, I'm not smart enough like to where I could have developed something like that. That's not my forte. I'm not that good. So I told my son, I said, "Well, you're kind of up shit's creek without a paddle, man. You got two options. You either just don't fucking play video games, or you got to learn how to play video games with one hand." And he has learned how to take this two-handed controller, set this thing between his lap, and how he manipulates and clicks with one hand. It's a sight to behold. And I always tease him about how I'm like, "I'm gonna kick your ass, man. When we play COD, I'm gonna kick your ass." But then he'll be like, "Well, you need to play. You got to play one on one. Let's play deathmatch or whatever. But you got to play against me my way." Oh, he rapes me. It's just I'm like a monkey fucking a football, trying to figure out how to do shit with one hand and how to keep it in my lap from moving and how he does it. And he does it and he kicks ass. So it is amazing, Nick. It's very amazing. It's pretty cool. So, but it's just amazing how these kids are. I mean, my buddy, I told this story the other day. My buddy, he actually he has a son that's autistic, and we had a big party at a boss's house one time. They had this big piano sitting in this room, and we're all sitting there just shooting the shit. And out of nowhere, David Lee sits down at this damn piano, and this kid just starts playing. And I looked at my buddy, which was also one of my partners at the time, and I was like, "Damn, Dave!" I said, "I didn't know David Lee could play that good." And he goes, "I didn't either." He'd never. The kid just sat down and could do it. So it just shows how amazing. It's just amazing how these special needs kids are. And that's why I think it's awesome to give them a platform. Now, are we going to deal with problems? Oh yeah. There's going to be dickheads that want to come in and be like make fun of them because they don't look the same or they speak or the way they talk sounds, you can't make it out or how people are. People are just fucking assholes. But there's going to be some of them. There's going to be some that make fun of me, and that's fine. Do what you got to do. I don't really give a shit. I'm 52. I ain't got nobody to impress. Nobody. I got a wife, 29 years. That's the only person I need to impress. Other than that, I really don't give a shit what anybody thinks. I really don't. So, same with the time slots, And a lot of times, the special needs community thing is probably going to be better to do it like 10 because a lot of those kids, a lot of them are at home. Now, some of them do have jobs. My son has a job, but he don't work that much. He's not allowed to. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I've definitely got a lot of interest. When I was in Boston, like I say, I had that shirt on that I just got, and a lady was asking about it, and she seemed to really like the special needs idea. She thought it was great, and like I say, as far as I know, there's probably somebody who's done a podcast where they let special needs community come on and talk about themselves, and if so, then I'm going to be a copycat and I'm going to add to it. But if not, well, then maybe I can start something new that would be really beneficial. And like I say, it may make some of these special needs kids. There's some kids that like that out there that would make their day to be a part of something, even if it's a shitty podcast like mine. It's and something that's so new and so that no hardly nobody's following. I mean, I only got 3 people, 4 people viewing right now. So it's not like it's not anything special. But the thing is, to them, they won't know. To them, it's going to be the greatest thing ever. I'm on a podcast. Oh, wow. You know, so I think it's worth doing. And I think a lot of people, especially their families and stuff, would want to be a part of that and tune in and watch. And like I say, if you're not interested, you don't want to hear about some kid with Down syndrome talk about himself, then fine, change the channel. There's plenty of stuff out there. I'm not the first podcast. I'm sure as hell not going to be the last podcast. So just find the one that makes you happy. But the only thing I just hope is that a lot of the riffraff that want to make fun stay away, because blocking them don't do no good. They just create another profile and they're back in 5 minutes. So what's up, Wolf? Welcome. I was just talking about you, about how I may be using you again to teach me if I can figure out how to edit. I was telling everybody here, after I do this updated podcast, this was kind of just on a whim, just to get something in until I could talk to you and find out about maybe Thursday. I need to talk to a band that I was going to do, and I may move them to Wednesday, tomorrow, if they're available, just for the simple fact that I got home from Boston a day early. So I wanted to do an update today just to keep things active, since I did go away for about 4 days or something. So that's why I'm doing this. So yeah, there's Val. Wolf, yeah, Wolf. It's her and her husband's 15th wedding anniversary today. So that's an awesome feat. Oh, Miss Pamela's in. I didn't see Miss Pam come in. Love the new logo. Yeah, it turned out. I'll tell you what, Pam is awesome. She helped me. Pam's the reason I have this. This ain't me. This is all Pam. But she nailed it. Nailed it. And I even have another one that another manager he sent me, and it was really good too. And how he even made it talk. Like, I don't know how to do that shit. I don't know how to do all that. Eventually, maybe. But Pamela's the one that came up with this logo, and I got it put on some shirts. And Pamela, you weren't in the room when I said this, so I'll say it again. My buddy Heath Perkins is making me a website, and it's almost done. I've already seen some of it. We looked at it when I was in Boston, and it was. He's adding, there's going to be a merch store to it, so we're going to start trying to sell some merch, because if I can sell just a little bit of merch, all I need. I'm not looking to make millions. It's not going to happen. All I'm looking for is to try to sell and just make just enough shit doing this stuff, because I'm retired. This is just hobby, just to pay for the expenses of some of these programs. Like StreamYard's program. Yeah, I mean, it ain't cheap per year. But there's also like 1 or 2 other things that I would like to do, but it's expensive. Hell, even monetize, not monetize. What's the thing? The check mark your Facebook. That ain't cheap to certify your Facebook per month. So all I'm looking to do is eventually maybe have some cool merch to where people want to buy some shit, to where I can make a little bit of profit, enough to cover the expenses of stuff like StreamYard every year. Yeah, the business expenses. I just want to make enough on my business to where my business stays afloat. I don't have to make tons of money. I don't, it'd be nice, but I don't have to. But anyway, back to Pam. Sorry, I got the hiccups. But she helped me create this. Well, she also helped me get to where I knew where to go to get this banner. This banner is perfect size for this. Now, I would like to have a real big one too, which eventually I'm going to get. Because this one's not as big. Like when we have our award show, which this is an update show, so we're going to talk about that too. As most of you all know, and some of you don't, Pamela Little is our booking agent. Well, she is also creating her first ever award show this year. And the reason she's doing it is, a lot of these other bigger award shows, and I'm not going to name names, but a lot of these other bigger award shows, they even if you're nominated, you still have to pay to go to the show. And she was like, man, I wish that the artist could just go for free. So she decided she was going to try to put together a show. Artists don't have to pay. There's going to be minimal tickets. The minimal tickets that are sold to outsiders is going to be 100 seats. And that 100 seats, everybody gets a swag bag, but those tickets that are sold, that proceeds are going to go to kind of pay for the venue that we're having it at, which is at the Oak Grove Theater in Oak Grove, Tennessee. Now, but all the artists get to go for free. They're going to have performances by some. James Luker Music is one of them that gets to do 2 songs. I had Mark Bees on as well as Juice Cleland, both of them with 2 different bands, but they also do stuff together. Like it's a big collab thing. And those were 2 good podcasts. I mean, those were 2 great guys, and they just got they I just love it. I love their music. I love their style. You definitely go check them out. It's Holler Haints. So go to Facebook, check them out too. The interviews are on there. The one with Cleland was at night. And the one with Mark was in the day, same day. It was a 2 back-to-back show. So that one turned out really good. But anyway, I digress from that and go back to Miss Pam. But she fronted a lot of all this stuff is out of her own pocket. But she wanted to have a really nice show for people and keep costs low. Even the tickets she's selling, she could have charged more, but she didn't want to. She wanted it to be affordable. So it was like $25 a ticket. And to go if you want to be one of the outsiders that come to this presentation. There's going to be a lot of nominations. I'm fortunate enough somebody nominated me, as well as like James Luker's been nominated for a few things. Like I say, the guys I just talked about, they are, and there is a huge list. So if you go to www.southernlightsentertainment.com and you can go into Miss Pam's website there, then you can check out all the people that have been nominated. You can see and click on them and search for them. Search for them in YouTube. Check out their material. Because like I've been saying every podcast so far, you may find your next favorite band and not even know it. And they be so up and coming that there's a lot of advantages, I think, to dealing with up and coming bands, because once you hit a certain plateau, in my opinion, then the star almost becomes unreachable. It almost becomes like it's not a reality. And what I mean by that is, like, say, for instance, I was going to go see Taylor Swift, because we all know I'm a closet Taylor Swift fan, because, who isn't? But Taylor Swift, that is one of the artists that, well, number one, if you're going to get anywhere close, you're going to spend like probably $1,000 a seat, if not more. I don't know. But the thing is, the reason I call that one almost untouchable is because when you go to that show, I mean, you're so far away. Number one, you're never going to get anywhere close to them. Sometimes you're so far away, you can't even fucking see what they really look like. You got to look at the Teletron to be able to tell, almost like you're watching the show from your couch at home. And to me, that takes away from the experience of a concert. That's why I love the Dropkick Murphys so much. They still play big shows. I mean, I went to the MGM in Boston, right next to Fenway. I went to the MGM is where we had our show for Dropkicks. And I don't know what the cap is, but I would say the cap is probably maybe 2,000, 3,000 people. So it was a nice, beautiful venue, very beautiful, very nice. But the nice thing about a show like that is, even if you're further back, like normally we go on the rail. Well, we didn't want to be on the rail this time. I'm getting too old for that shit with mosh pits and all that crap. I'm too old. So we decided to do a balcony seat. So we did a balcony right on the edge, right in the center, looking straight at the stage. It was still small enough of a venue to where even though we were further away than we normally were, we could still see perfect. So, like, you could tell who the individuals were playing the instruments. You knew who they were. And then, of course, I got lucky. It was really cool because before the show, we were watching Haywire. And if you don't know who Haywire is, well, they are. If you like thrash metal, that scream metal, that which a lot of people don't, but your younger crowd does, and I enjoy it just because of the high energy, super high energy. But Haywire's flipping awesome. Well, I'm sitting there watching Haywire, and right next to me, the guy sits down. Well, it's the banjo player Jeff from Dropkick Murphys, and then I ended up talking to him for a minute. So I guess my point of all this rambling, which completely now is probably lost in translation, but the whole point of that is those kind of shows you can actually still get to the artist. You can still see them, maybe shake a hand, maybe get a selfie. But what's the likelihood that you're going to get that at a Taylor Swift show? Not very likely, because you're going to be 15 miles up inside an arena somewhere, unless you pay the big, big bucks to get front row. And even then, you may not meet them. So I don't know. I kind of like the quaint, smaller venues. And that's why, James Luker going and playing somewhere like the Velvet Room or some of these smaller venues like PBR in Louisville or something. They're smaller, but to me it just makes for a better show because the fans can actually get to you, can actually talk to them, shake their hands, I like that personally. But once you hit a Jason Aldean status, well, you're not going to get that. You're not going to see they're too big. They'd be mobbed. So there's pros and cons to everything. But anyway, enough of my rambling on that. But see, Melinda agrees with that, and I don't know. Maybe I'm off base, but me personally, I just like the smaller, more quaint shows. Um, hey Bones, Jonathan Hendricks is available tomorrow if you need someone for a show. Well, I mean, you never know. I could always get Jonathan. I had talked to Gary. I think was it Gary? I'd have to check my notes. I'm terrible with names. Faces not. I'm great with, but anyway. So anyhow, back to what I was saying. Man, dude, I tell you what, today I'm like all jacked up on coffee, I guess, because I'm all over the fucking place today. I'm just like, what? So I don't know what. I guess I got good sleep. But anyhow, so anyway, go to www.southernlightsentertainment.com. Check out all the nominees. You can vote. Anybody can vote. So if you find somebody that you really enjoy, then vote for them. And you can vote down. You can vote often. You can vote all the way up until September, baby. All the way up. Then we do some counting, tallying, and then the presentation is going to happen November 14th, 2026 at the historic Oak Grove Theater in Oak Grove, Tennessee. So we are looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to seeing my guys get to perform 2 songs. I'm super jazzed about that. And yours truly gets to present the Entertainer of the Year, which I was really flattered to get the opportunity to do that. I just hope I don't choke like I just hope I don't choke. God, I hope not. I don't think I will, but you never know. I've never stood in front of that many people before. So staring at 500 plus people is that'll be a little daunting your first time, to say the least. So let's see. Let's see. I want to see You just want to see Travis. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. let's see let's see if I missed anything in comments here. Um, no, I don't think so. She said, yeah, Pam said, you won't. Well, I appreciate that. So, but anyway, I got stickers that look like this. So I also got to get with you at some point in time, Pam. Either that or I'll just bring them with me, cut up and ready for the swag bags to give out at the show. I got 100 of them for you as well. So the stickers came in. I got shirts. I don't have many shirts left because I wanted to see what they were first. But I'm going to be selling shirts, merch. It'll probably be 2 shirt designs and probably 2 of the same designs. Just you can use them on cups. I think we're going to do cups, shirts, like them, not yet. What do they call them? Like kind of like them Stanley cups or maybe Camelback cups or something like that. We're going to do cups, shirts, koozies, and I think hats to start. Maybe and who knows, maybe keychains or something. I don't know. Whatever. We'll put a few things on this merch website once the website is complete. And again, I'll give you an update. I'll let you know when it's all said and done and it goes active. We'll do that. Pam says she needs them soon. Well, then what we'll do is I can put them in the mail sometime. Yeah, I can. I'll get with you, Pam, after the show and get the intel that I need to where I can do that, and then I can always put them in the mail and ship them up to you. That way, you have them. So, but again, thanks to her, thanks to Pam, she's the one that helped me get this whole podcast. She was the one that kind of pushed and says, you know what, you actually don't do a bad job. I mean, Cleveland said I got a pretty good voice. I think my voice is about as dumb as it gets, but apparently he's like, no, your voice actually sounds pretty damn good for radio. So maybe this is what I'm supposed to be doing, but I enjoy it. So even if no one likes it and all I get is the 5 people that are in here now, which thank you all 5 of you. If that's all I ever get, that's really all I care. I don't really care. I'm just having fun doing it. If I grow my numbers, it'll also help, I think, with James Luker, because if people start knowing who I am, then maybe I can get some people to start following, and maybe if some of these venues start seeing some of these podcasts and they start realizing who I am too, maybe, I don't know. Maybe sometimes the venues don't take you as serious because if they don't know you, whereas when they know these booking agencies like Southern Lights Entertainment, that's been around a lot longer. Well, when they see that name, they know that that's legit business. But when Bones sends them an email, until they know who Bones is, they may be like, yeah, I don't know. So it is. You're amazing. Oh, thanks. Well, I'm not half as amazing as you are, but big shout out. I can't say it enough to Pam and Wolf. Both of you all have helped me so much. Learning this technology that's been the hardest struggle. So I'm really blessed to have those 2 ladies. It's amazing how the women make the world go round, man. They do. They just do. They got their shit together. And I'm learning. I am learning. She says, shit, most people run when they hear my name. Well, if you don't put up with no bullshit, I guess that tends to happen. But anyway, let's see. Updates. Anything else that I can think of? And I don't think so. I think I've run through this update course. So and I guess I'm probably just going to end this one since it's been 45 minutes, and I'm going to end this podcast. So this one, like I say, this was mainly an update, a filler, just to keep everything actively going with the website since I was gone for almost a week. I wanted to make sure that I put something out. I need to get a hold of Wolf and talk with her about potentially Thursday. Then, of course, like I say, Wednesday. I mean, if Pam just said she's got a guy that would be available, I'll try to call him today if he wants to do the show tomorrow. Because I had talked to the other guys and said Thursday because I didn't think I was doing anything with Wolf, but I could always do Friday with them if needed, since I did talk to them about this week sometime. Unless they want Wednesday. If they want Wednesday, then I'm going to give them the Wednesday option before the Hendricks guy, just because of the simple fact I talked to them first. If it's only fair. But if not, well, then I'll have Hendricks on. I can do something with Wolf if that's the case. Hell House sent something about it, and then I could always do some other time if I have to this weekend with the other band. And there's so many bands, all these bands that are on Pam's roster, and as well as the ones that are nominated that aren't even on our actual like work roster. Those are all individuals that I would like to interview. So any of you all out there listening, if you're interested, then reach out to me. You can do it either through Pam. She knows how to get a hold of me. You can find my phone number on my Facebook at Bones Enterprises LLC. Period. And sucks I have to throw the period in there, but it's Bones LLC period because my dumbass didn't have my glasses on. I couldn't see the damn period. I don't know if I added it or if it just did it thinking I was making a sentence. Who knows? But anyway, you'll see my ugly mug. You'll see that logo right here. So in the little round thing, you'll know you're at the right page. It's not certified yet, but that shit costs so damn much money per month. It's like I just don't want to, until I start making a little bit of money, I don't want to invest too much because I don't want to have all these, because everything also has gone to where it's it's either weekly or monthly, and it's rolling. It constantly bills it. And that's a nice commodity to a degree because it's like, okay, I don't have to worry about StreamYarding and forgetting to re-update. It's going to do it. But the flip side to that coin is you forget what the hell you're paying on. Next thing you know, you got shit coming out of your bank account. And you're like, where in the hell's all this money going? And it's all of these little things you picked up that you'd forgot about. So I'm not a super big fan, and maybe it's just because I'm old and that technology when I was younger didn't exist. Like if you wanted something, every year you had to go back in and you had to rebuy it every year. Now it's like, no, it'll just do it itself. And I don't know how big of a fan I am of that, but the younger crowd probably keeps up with shit better. All right. So that's Outlaw Whiskey. Yes, the guys from Outlaw Whiskey. Now I did ask, I don't know if they just want their lead singer to do it or if they're actually wanting to have a couple of the other bandmates. I can have more people now that I do the basic StreamYard. I can stream on 3 different platforms now, and I can have more people in, I think up to 10, I think. So the bands that are out there, if the whole band wants to participate, you don't have to be here. Everyone could be somewhere else. We can all do it from they could do it from their phones. They could do it like me. I'm sitting in front of a computer. It's just, it definitely works out. It's very easy. So they just had to let me know. Melinda said, I met the driver for Alabama band at the Hutchinson State Fair. I was just lucky to meet in person and connect with people. Yep. Concert VIP passes are expensive. Yes, they are. You are not wrong. Especially when, we did the upgrade. I said for Dropkicks, I decided we wanted to be on the rail this time and see it from a different perspective instead of being on the rail right in front of stage where all the moshers were. We actually sat on rail, but I mean, it was $80, but I tell you what, it was worth it because we had comfortable seats to sit in. We sat. We didn't have to stand the whole show. We could look right over we're right on the rail. We had our own table. We had a waitress. We had private bathrooms. You had private bar to where so getting drinks or using the head didn't take hardly any time at all, which is really nice. That was a nice commodity too. And it was just a different perspective for that show. But Melinda, you are right. Those VIP packages. And the thing is, it's not like just one upgrade either. Like they've got sometimes 2 or 3 different options. It depends on what you want. So yeah, you can sink a lot of money. But again, the flip side of that coin is your smaller bands, you can get upgrades and stuff like that. Like Dropkicks, we get early entry, and I think a lot of the proceeds of that goes to their Clawda Fund, which raises money for people in need, like veterans, uh, the homeless population, people that with addiction that are addicted to various types of drugs and stuff like that. It that their fund helps to fund these programs to try to help get these people back on their feet. So it's really worthwhile. So like when you do the upgrade, a lot of your proceeds, are going to also help somebody. And that's what's nice about the smaller bands. And when I say small, like Dropkick's not small anymore. They pretty much sell out everywhere they go. I mean, it's and the venues are not like they're super small. They're not. But I think that's what Dropkick likes. They like those shows that are more personal like that. Now they'll still go to like Louder in Life and stuff like that, and that's that's a completely different animal. But but anyway, I think a lot of the I just like I don't know. I like the bands that are. I like to go pay the money to go see the ones that are a little bit lesser known, just because it's just a way better experience. It's just really cool. Whereas once you get to that superstar status, well then no, you're not going to get to those people, because there's tens of thousands of people in a venue. You're just not going to do that. And to me, that's also just way too many people. It's just I guess I'm getting old and crotchety, because I just don't even like even the mosh pits never bothered me, but now it's like now that I'm getting older, it's like I don't want to be pushed on. I don't want to be touched the whole time, because you're crammed in, right in front of the stage, and everybody's just smashed in. It's like I'm just getting too old for that. I'm just starting to change, I guess. But anyway, well, I think I'm going to wrap this podcast up. Then I'm going to go live again and do make like a reel, just see if I can figure out how to do this shit on my own, while I probably talk to somebody like Wolf or Pam. And so again, look for us this week. It sounds very promising that I'll do a podcast probably around 10ish tomorrow. I got to talk to Wolf, but the way Hell House talked, maybe we'll be doing a show on Thursday. And then, of course, I need to talk Tennessee Outlaw. Our Outlaw Whiskey? Excuse me, Outlaw Whiskey. I need to talk to their guys and see when they want to do it. So they may want to do it Wednesday night. They may want to do it Thursday night. They may want to do it Friday. We'll see what they want to do. So we're going to try to pack up the rest of this week with definitely a couple shows. As for the Special Olympics, probably the next episode of that one will probably be next week. That gives me a little time for the ones that I need to clear with parents and make sure, because I don't want to put a kid on there like that, even though a lot of these kids are adults. I don't want to put them on there, especially the ones that they still have parental control, without talking to their folks. That wouldn't be cool. Because some people may not want their kid on there, and I can understand that. So again, Special Olympics probably be next week. I'm thinking maybe Wednesday, but we'll see. With me, I'm going to be all over the place. I'm going to sometimes like this just hit me. I got in town because we didn't want to get stuck in Boston. So I was home actually a day earlier, and I just decided, screw it. I'll do an update show. It's going to be nothing special, but let's just do it. So here we are. Have a good rest of your day too, Melinda. It's great seeing you, honey. Thank you so much for stopping in. Miss Val, again, always a favorite. Congratulations again on your anniversary of 15 years with you and your husband. I hope y'all have a great night. And what a kick-ass time to have it on Patty's Day too. That's just like a double whammy. So I hope y'all go outside and have a good time. Just drink responsibly. Miss Pamela, always much love and respect for you and Wolf. Thank you all so much for everything you've done to help me slowly start steamrolling this podcast. And I'm enjoying it. So I don't know if anybody else likes it, and I really don't care. I'm having fun, but it seems like it's getting some positive stuff. So we'll see if we can grow this. Pamela said so. Call her. So I'm gonna end this podcast, and that's what I'm gonna do. So from everybody here at Bones Unfiltered Podcast, which today's just me, I'm your host, Bones. Thanks for tuning in. You can check out my stuff on StreamYard. You can check out everything should be posted to Facebook on Bones Enterprises LLC Facebook page. I'm also streaming currently right now on Kick and Instagram, I believe, at Bones42323. So please go check out something. Give us a like, give us a follow. Again, we're going to have a lot of different shows. So this Unfiltered podcast is going to be all over the place. So, but I think that's the charm of it. So look forward to seeing everybody on the next one. Miss Val, much love to you and your hubby. Congrats again. There's Jess. What's up, Jesse? Juice Cleveland, everybody. He's listening, probably driving his big rig down the road. So it was a pleasure, Jess, having you Jesse on the last show was awesome. And you and Mark are just two great dudes, and I wish all of your all's different bands that you all deal with, because that's what I love about them. They got Holler Haints, but they also have different other side projects, and they do collaborating stuff together too, where they have a bunch of different bands all show up at like certain. Well, one of the events is what Juice Cleveland puts on, and it's at where we're going to have the award show at the Historic Grove Theater. They do different shows there. Well, they'll have all sorts of different bands come in and perform, and they start off with an hour, but things can sometimes fluctuate. But they just it's like an all day thing. It starts at like noon and ends at like midnight. It's like all day shows that they put together with just different bands, and like I say, yeah, that a lot of these bands have so much talent but they haven't hit mainstream, so you don't know who they are. So you know what, between Pam, podcasting, and everything else, that's the goal, is to try to get some of these awesome people recognized, because they do great work. And Holler Haints does a lot of really good stuff too. They are very charity driven as well, so that's very noble. They do a whole lot of stuff for charities, various charities too. So I tip my hat to Holler Haints. So cheers to you all. Juice, you be careful driving your rig. Miss Pam, I'm fixing to call you. Droves at the Grove. I guess that's probably what it was called. I can't remember. Yeah, the Beestown Collective is where they do a lot of collabing. And but Droves at the Grove, that's what it was called. I could not remember to save my life. Holler Haints, no return address. That's the Juice's other kind of side project or band with his wife, is the no return address. And then Holler Haints, like I say, that's kind of all the guys together. And if you don't know them, check them out, because they're a lot of fun. And they have some upbeat music too, because they do, their influences are all over the place, kind of like mine. I guess that's why I love them so much. I'm all over the place. I love rock, metal, ska, punk, thrash metal. I love just your old school heavy shit, your 80s hair band stuff. I love all that. I love your classic old rock too. So these guys have a lot of the same influences. So their music is these guys listen to Misfits, and you would look at them and think, Cowboyettes, they don't listen to Misfits. Now these dudes do. They're cool as shit. So definitely check them out if you haven't. And Wolf, oh, okay, Wolf, that sounds good too. So anyway, well, I've said it about 15,000 times that I'm going to end this live, and I just keep yapping because my mouth just it's the way it works. It's been an hour. So this was a good update. So everybody's kind of updated on where we are today. Um, Stay tuned for the rest of this week. I'll try to post stuff if I know about it ahead of time, just giving people times on what to look for. But if not, people just will filter in like they normally do. So, anyway, this is Bones from the Bones Unfiltered podcast. Can't wait to see y'all on the next episodes. Y'all be safe out there, and we'll talk soon.